What if the moon crashed into Earth? Silence would be the first sign. No warning sirens. No second chances. One moment, the moon hangs in the sky as it has for billions of years, ancient, familiar, comforting. The next moment, gravity betrays us. The moon begins to fall. Slowly at first, almost unnoticeable. But once it starts, nothing in the universe can stop what comes next. This would not be a disaster measured in cities or continents. This would be the end of the world as we know it. Welcome to Information World. The moon feels permanent. It has shaped our nights, our tides, our calendars, and even human imagination since the dawn of civilization. It appears so stable that we rarely question its place in the sky. Yet the moon is not fixed. It is held in place by gravity, an invisible balance between Earth's pull and the moon's motion through space. If that balance were broken, even slightly, the consequences would be beyond catastrophic. To understand what would happen if the moon crashed into Earth, we must first understand what the moon actually does for our planet. The moon is not just a glowing object in the sky. It is a stabilizer, a regulator, and a silent guardian. It controls Earth's tides, slows Earth's rotation, and stabilizes our planet's axial tilt. Without the moon, Earth would already be a far more chaotic and hostile place. Now imagine the moon no longer orbiting peacefully. Imagine its orbit decaying. The moon begins to spiral inward, pulled by Earth's gravity. At first, the change would be subtle. The moon would appear slightly larger in the sky each night. Tides would grow stronger. Coastal regions would begin to experience extreme flooding. Entire ecosystems would start collapsing long before impact ever occurs. As the moon moves closer, gravity becomes a weapon. The tidal forces between Earth and the moon would increase dramatically. Oceans would rise hundreds of meters, then kilometers. Water would surge across continents. Earth's crust itself would begin to flex. Massive earthquakes would rip across the planet. Volcanoes long dormant would awaken. The planet would groan under forces it was never meant to endure. The moon would not simply fall like a rock from the sky. As it approaches Earth, it would cross what scientists call the Roche limit. This is the distance at which Earth's gravity becomes stronger than the moon's own gravity holding it together. When that happens, the moon would begin to tear itself apart. Chunks of the moon would break off, forming a ring of debris around Earth similar to Saturn's rings, but temporary and deadly. These fragments would rain down as continuous meteor impacts. The sky would burn day and night. The atmosphere would heat up from constant bombardment. Life on the surface would already be nearing extinction. But the main body of the moon would continue its descent. When the moon finally impacts Earth, the energy released would be beyond comprehension. This would not be like the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. That asteroid was roughly 10 kilometers wide. The moon is over 3,400 kilometers in diameter. The energy of impact would be equivalent to trillions of nuclear bombs detonating at once. The moment of impact would vaporize both the moon and a significant portion of Earth's crust. Entire oceans would flash into steam. The shock wave would travel through the planet, shattering the crust and possibly cracking the mantle beneath. Mountains would collapse. Continents would deform. The atmosphere would be blasted into space. Earth would briefly glow like a star. Temperatures would rise to thousands of degrees. Any remaining life on the surface or even deep underground would be instantly destroyed. The planet would become a molten world once again, resembling its state shortly after formation over 4 billion years ago. And that might not be the end. The collision could alter Earth's rotation or even knock it off its stable axis. Days might become hours or stretch into weeks. Seasons could vanish or become extreme beyond recognition. Earth could lose a significant portion of its atmosphere permanently, stripping away the protective shield that allows life to exist. In some scenarios, the impact could even cause Earth to partially break apart, forming debris that would orbit the Sun as a new asteroid belt. In others, Earth might survive as a scorched, airless rock, lifeless, silent, and forever changed. What makes this scenario even more terrifying is that it is not entirely impossible in the universe. We have seen evidence of planetary collisions in other star systems. Astronomers have observed debris disks around distant stars, signatures of worlds smashing into one another. Even our own moon is believed to have formed from a colossal collision between Earth and a Mars-sized object early in our planet's history. Cosmic violence is not rare. It is simply slow on human time scales. Fortunately, the moon is not currently on a collision course with Earth. In fact, it is slowly moving away from us about 3.8 centimeters per year. But this scenario reminds us of something important. Our planet's stability is fragile. The balance that allows oceans to exist, climates to remain stable, and life to flourish depends on precise cosmic conditions. The moon's presence is one of the greatest reasons Earth became a living world. Without it, life as we know it might never have evolved. And if that presence were suddenly reversed, the consequences would be absolute. Looking at the moon tonight, it may seem peaceful, beautiful, eternal. But in the vast mechanics of the universe, nothing is guaranteed. Worlds are born, collide, and die not with intention, but with inevitability. And Earth is no exception. If you found this journey into cosmic catastrophe fascinating, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more mind-expanding explorations of the universe.